welcome to part 2 of this massive book haul. The second part is filled with the books from the second box in this whole thing, and then there are 2 more boxes after that. The first book I have is Lady of the Forest by Jennifer Robertson, and it is a retelling of Robin Hood, so that should be really interesting. The next 2 books are part of a series. The first one is called The Iron Lance, and the second one is called The Black Rood. My lighting is getting messed up. By Stephen R. Lawhead, and it is part of the Celtic Crusaders series. The next books I have are Condor by Graham Masterton. Woo. And then the other one is The Silence of the Lambs by Thomas Harris. And this one is in pretty bad shape. The cover's falling apart, but I guess if I like it, I can get another copy. The next books I have are The Diary of a Young Girl, Anne Frank's diary, and this is a cute little copy. The pages are red, so yes, I cannot wait to read this. I've never read it before, guys. The next book, or should I say play, is Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare, and look how cute this copy is, guys. I'm so happy. It's adorable. And the next one is Ethan Frome and Other Short Fiction by Edith Wharton. I don't know. People have to read it in my school, and I've never read it, so you know, might as well check it out. Next books I have are all part of the Forbidden Realms like publishing group thing. I'm not entirely sure, but they are all fantasy novels, and I can't wait to read most of them. They look awesome. The first one I have is The Parched Sea by Troy Denning. The next one I have is Elf Song by Elaine Cunningham. And then I have Elf Shadow by Elaine Cunningham as well. The next book I have is Passage to Dawn by R.A. Salvatore, and I changed my position again because my lighting is really bad. The sun went down, and I have to use a lamp now. And yeah, it sucks, but as long as you can see it. Then I have 2 books in the Dark Elf trilogy. The book 2 in it is Exile, and then book 3 is Sojourn. They're all by R.A. Salvatore as well. And I have another little series in the Forbidden Realms thing, and that is Pool of Radiance, Pool of Darkness, and Pool of Twilight, all by James M. Ward and Anne K. Brown. Now these are the last 3 books in the Forbidden Realms thing, and the first one is The Chaos Curse, and I do not have the rest in this series, so I probably won't get to this book. The next book I have is The Dragons of Krynn by Margaret Weis and Tracy Hickman. Actually, it's edited by these people. I believe there are short stories about dragons in this one, so that should be really interesting. And then I have The Dragons at War, edited by Margaret Weis and Tracy Hickman. The next book I have is Clause in Effect by Rita Mae Brown and Sneaky Pie Brown. I don't know. It is a Mrs. Murphy mystery, so there's cats in it. The next book I have is The Jester by James Patterson, and now I've never read a James Patterson novel, but I'm looking forward to reading this one. The next book I have is The Assassini by Thomas Gifford. At first I thought this book was called The Assassin, but then I saw the I at the end. So kind of like Houdini, maybe? I don't know. The next book I have is Children of Light by Robert Stone. And then I have The Pelican Brief by John Grisham. Oh, I have another John Grisham, which I did not know. Have to put these in the other ones. The next book I have is Alien Nation by Alan Dean Foster. It is based off a screenplay, so that's pretty cool. The next book I have is The Woods Out Back by R.A. Salvatore. Oh, more R.A. Salvatore. But these are the other ones. And then I have Man-Eater by Ray Shannon, and this one actually looks pretty good, and I probably might read this soon. The next books I have are all part of a series, and I do not know what order they're in, so just bear with me. Check on Goodreads if you want. Help me out here, people. I have a lot of books. I'm freaking out. Battle Dragon. The second one is Dragons of Argonath. Third one is Brazil Broke Tale. Fifth one is A Sword for a Dragon. One is Dragons of War. The sixth one is Dragon Ultimate, all by Christopher Rowley. As you can tell, they're about dragons, and it looks super intense, and I can't wait to read this series. The next books I have are also a part of a series, and I do not know what order they're in, but they look awesome. So the first one, or whatever, is Tarnished Gold. The second one is Web of Dreams. And the third one I have is Pearl in the Mist, all by V.C. Andrews. These look pretty good, and I can't wait to read them. The last two books in the second box are The Great Hunt by Robert Jordan. This is a sequel to The Eye of the World, so I would have to get the other one to read this one, and I'm not sure I'll be interested in it. And the second book is Rose of the Prophet by Margaret Rice and Tracy Hickman. This might be a part of a series that I already showed you, but I am losing my mind with how many books I have. Second box completed. Okay, so that was part 2, people. Look forward to part 3 coming up soon. Yes.